Hey guys, this is Tom Hanks. Welcome to another stream. Today we're playing more Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. So I'm gonna switch over to the game right here. You should see it in a second. And today, let's see what we're gonna be doing. First of all, we're gonna continue our game. And then, well, see what we got going on. I have done some of the restorations I've done the restorations on some of the cars that we've bought last time, but not on all of them. Because, well, we bought like 14, so gotta keep it reasonable. We are at level 27 now, so 3 more levels until the big upgrade. I am going to go to the car salon and tune more cars for more money and XP, I guess, as well. And what we're looking for is cars with the AXK V8 engine. You're gonna have a Ford engine. This is certainly not gonna have a V8. This is not gonna have a V8. Neither is... Well, this is gonna have a V8, but not the AXK. And same for that one. I'm tempted to buy a Hellcat, but at the same time, I'm probably gonna do it at a later date because I definitely want to keep that thing and drag race it. But also, I don't know if it's gonna be as quick as the tuned Pagani, because really, what would possibly be as quick as that? Let's actually restore a Maserati Sebring, shall we? Yes, beautiful. I'm gonna keep this on the side when we're done restoring it, because I want to repaint it and potentially keep it, but then again we could also just buy another one at a later date. There's of course also the chance that we would find it on the at the car auctions, but that's all but guaranteed. Well, that's anything but guaranteed, I should say. So that's not how you use that phrase. So, Sebring. Can I spell it right? And the bench? Is that supposed to be a front bench, or... No, it's actually got a rear bench, or at least it's supposed to. But on this car it was just missing. Okay, now I doubt that we will be able to have tuned body parts for this. Yeah. Obviously we don't. And we also need license plates. And here we go. Yeah. What, did this not have a mirror on that side? Okay, apparently it didn't have a it didn't have a mirror on the right side. Anyway. So this is gonna have a straight six engine with 275 horsepower. Tuning this is gonna certainly provide some really nice power, I think. So I'm gonna move this to the lifter. Oh, come on. No oil, as always. Well, okay, if there's not gonna be an oil pan, then obviously there's no more oil in the engine. In that case, it was a weird little FPS drop. But anyway. Looking forward to taking this engine apart and then rebuilding it. I'm also curious how much you can tune on this engine. At least this doesn't have its own proprietary, you know, pistons and whatnot. Does have its own front exhaust section. Rear muffler Sebring and middle muffler. We certainly have a middle muffler available in the tuning shop, but do we also have rear muffler Sebring? Yeah, we do. Oh, what? The rear muffler for the Quattroporter gives 6.5% extra horsepower, and it's gonna have two of them. What? Front exhaust section, Sebring. Okay, we have it. Nice. Also, we want the fuel pump and fuel filter for sure. Fuel tank as well. Okay. It comes in standard tires, not even like sport tires. It's got its own rims, which I think we're gonna fit again afterwards. But we're certainly gonna put this on like race tires or something like that. Because we are tuning it, we are making it more powerful, it's gonna need more grip. And also 185s are curious already when you're dealing with 275 horsepower. But when you're gonna be dealing with, let's say, at least 400 horsepower after tuning, probably more, then yeah, it's not gonna go well. So what I suggest is like 245s. On race compound. So what are they now? 185 80 R16. So let's see. Vintage race tire. Sure, I think that would be the one we go for. Let's go with 18-inch rims, 245s, and then like 245 70 or 65, I guess is the biggest one. And then four of these 18-inch. Now that's a wheel, not another sort of a donut. It's got at least frame rear suspension, double wishbones front, okay. Okay, so now we're gonna have to wait out what, like, we're gonna have to wait out the wheel balancing there. In the meantime, we can actually go here, and a little bit later we're gonna check what exactly we need for the front suspension. By the way, does this have ABS? I don't think it does. So we're gonna have front suspension crossmember C, front sway bar B. Okay. I think that was too many. Ah yeah, brakes as well. I think brakes could be advantageous on a car in general, don't you think? I'm also gonna join the double wishbone shock absorbers right now, so I don't have to do it again later. No, not part mount, but instead we're gonna disassemble this thing now. Ready? Good. Take this off, this, and then start rebuilding. All right, one side is nearly done. And there goes the wheel. No. Yes. Alrighty, front suspension done. to take off the drive shaft, and then we can start reassembling the rear axle. Yeah, leaf springs are really easy to work on. It's really easy to rebuild a leaf spring rear axle, at least in this game. I don't know how. It's probably relatively simple in real life as well, but of course the actual axle is much easier to put in this game than it is in real life, because obviously if you pull the whole axle out, like, you know, you gotta put it back in, and you know it needs to align perfectly, and obviously in this game it just does it for you, but in real life it's not quite like that. So the gearbox is actually inline-4 rear-wheel drive. I mean rear-wheel drive obviously, but inline-4 rear-wheel drive, that's... Yep, we can only take this off from under the car. Now I gotta... Can we pull it out like this? Nah, needs to be down. Add engine into crate. Okay, so we have the wires, and then... Okay, carburetor side draft, round air filter side draft. Gonna quickly decline some more orders on my way to the achievement. Let's go to the tuning shop. So, wires for the Sebring. Yeah, we got those. Then we have... Wait, the rotors, and that should be the same, right? Ignition distribute the cap Sebring, okay. And that, but it's got that, and then also ignition coil B almost certainly. Definitely has these. And then we will have, what was it? Side barrel. We have 3 of these. We have 3 of these. Clip B, okay. Serpentine belt A and B. Crankshaft pulley. Water pump pulley, okay. What crankshaft do we have? Regular inline 6, okay. These carburetors are looking just absolutely terrible. Gotta get rid of them as quickly as possible. It's going to decline some more orders. Obviously, we are gonna have an alternator. Timing cover Sebring, a water pump pulley, water pump inline 6, okay. Water pump inline 6, water pump pulley. Timing chain Sebring, I suppose we're gonna need that. Timing chain sprocket inline 6. Engine head cover A and B. Oh, this has 2 spark plugs per cylinder. That's interesting. It's very nice, actually. So, head cover A Sebring, head cover B Sebring, there we go. We are going to have cam gear, probably for inline 6, I suppose. Yep. Camshaft cap. Now let's see, how many of these do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 2 is 14. This is somewhat annoying, of course, with the 7 camshaft caps on either side, but then again, a V8 pushrod, you're gonna have to do 16 valve pushrods and 16 rocker arms, and each one of those rocker arms requires its own screw, so it's also pretty annoying. So we need a 2 camshafts for an inline 6. We need spark plugs, 12 of these. Oh yeah, the head. Do we have the head yet? Plus 9%. That's pretty nice. Need pistons as well. Oh, bought one too many. Rod caps. Oil filter and oil pan. Guess it's just gonna be this. And we're gonna need a block for a Sebring as well. Okay, let's see. Let's quickly decline some more orders. I don't have... Oh! We need 2 ignition coil B, okay. And then the fuel filter. Also from the regular shop we still need that and that. Good. Oh yeah, we need the exhaust manifold as well from the tuning shop. Two of those. Okay, so we got that out of the way. Now we're gonna put the carburetors on. Like, these 3 carburetors alone are giving us 21% more power. It's quite a lot. No. They're not by the right one? Ah yeah, not in the power boost shop, but rather here. Oh, yeah, I did buy the wrong one. Radiator fan B, okay. Also a radiator C and a battery. Look at that Maserati. Love it. Okay. This thing is actually gonna be reasonably powerful. I think we weren't too far off with the 400 horsepower estimate. Again, we don't have the dyno yet, but we will at some point in the future. And also at some point in the future we're gonna find another one of these and then we can tune it again and see how much power it ends up making. And then first, before I install the engine again, I'm gonna swap out these parts while I have easy access. Then install. Move this back. Fill with oil. Don't close it yet because we need to. We're still gonna need to attach the whatever it's called, the exhaust manifold. Hey, we need a gearbox as well, I think. In and full rear-wheel drive. We are gonna need a starter as well, because this didn't have one when we got it, so that was just a missing part, I guess. Regular starter, not for the V8. Okay, good. Nice. Look at that engine. It's a thing of beauty. Probably gonna sound good as well. I don't think this is gonna do much more than 300 kilometers an hour. Could be wrong, but I'd be surprised if it did more than 300 kilometers an hour. We are gonna test it, of course, on a speed track and see how fast it goes. And how it sounds. Man, I can't wait to be level 30, have a third entrance and a third lifter, as well as the dyno, the paint shop, everything. Not that bad, actually. $245, $250, $257 by the end of it. Not bad. But now I'm gonna sell this thing. Yep, it's gonna be worth quite a bit, actually. Let's take the next car from the from parking. An RX-7, perhaps? Why not? Oh, it's already on the lifter. Look at that. Yeah, someone already tried to replace some of the panels and couldn't get the right color. I'm really disappointed that there aren't any alternative body panels for the RX-7. Because it's like one of the one of the most popular tuner cars. Like at least some aftermarket lights or something like that. License plates. RX7. Two of these, one of these. Wait. Okay, and then the bench it's called RX-7. Ha, not quite sure why. Why they would spell it without a dash on the front seats and the wheel, and then with a dash on the rear bench. I don't know. But anyway. Alrighty, so we've done all of this. Come on. Move to lifter B. Okay, this has McPherson front suspension. And then multi-link rear. Good, let's get a fuel tank. Fuel filter and pump. Rear muffler V8, exhaust pipe, middle muffler, cat, front exhaust section. Don't have the front exhaust section, but we do have the cat, the exhaust pipe, middle muffler, and the rear muffler V8. That. It does use the starter from a V8, which is kind of funny because it's only a small fraction of the size of the V8s in this game. Let's go here and separate parts. Okay, so we have 235, 45, RS17, I think. Yeah. On sport compound. So let's use race tires. To 55, 45, RS17. Yeah. Okay, and then the rims. RX7. Now, sadly, there aren't a huge amount of tuning parts for the rotary engine available, and you can't make a turbocharged rotary engine. So that's kind of unfortunate. Okay. So that's the last wheel that we gotta balance. Good, now let's start with the suspension. We have shock absorber A, sway bar link A, front sway bar, cross member B. Okay. So we have that for sure. Rear axle knuckle housing A. Rear drive axle. Rear shock absorber A. Two of these, two of these, two of these, two of these. Rear sway bar B. Rear wheel hub regular one, I think. Of these we need a ton. I think 16. 20, and then 8 of these. I think that's it. Well, obviously we need brakes too. Let's do it. Oh yeah, I haven't replaced the exhaust yet either. All those upgrades that we got for, well, for like taking and mounting parts faster, screwing, unscrewing faster, all of those, they add up quite significantly, and you do really take a lot less time to do the same work that than if you didn't have those upgrades. Like it really does make a tremendous difference. The engine on the rotary cars is gonna be the most complicated part, of course. To be fair, the engine is the most complicated part on almost every car. And there we go, there's the front suspension done. Now we do the rear suspension. Alrighty. One side's done. Good. And there we go. Let's decline some more orders. Wrong menu. Alrighty. Oh. Wheel hub free. Good. Alright, the suspension is done. Pull out the engine and then put it on the engine stand. Serpentine belt and idler roller. So serpentine belt, a rotary. I think 2 of these and 2 of these. Crankshaft pulley V8. Water pump. Actually, we can also just do that. And then air filter base, air filter cover, counterweight, then arm ARB, crankshaft. That I think we have on the tuning shop. You have the wires for sure as well. Let's actually see how much we have in the... Oh, not much. So we have the air filter, we have the ignition coil, the wires. And that's it. We don't have the exhaust manifold. We don't have the intake manifold. Sprocket. Throttle. Timing chain, timing cover. Okay. Also the fuel rail, I think we don't have in the tuning shop, so yeah. But what we do have in the tuning shop is the alternator. That for sure. Our steering pump, okay. V6B. Don't think I've worked on another I don't think I've worked on LV6 before in this game. I don't think I've rebuilt a car with V6 before. I didn't even know at this point which cars come with a V6 in this game. What we certainly have in the tuning shop would be the spark plugs. We only have 4 of them. Oh, the exhaust manifold is still on. Fuel filter, oil filter. Yep. Then the wires. Oh. Front side housing, there we go. Okay. Then we put on the serpentine belt. And then the other one. Good, I think we're done. Okay, there's the achievement. AK worker. Also clip B. 4 of them. Radiator fan housing B and radiator A. Oh, we don't have a battery yet. Okay, there's the oil fill plug. Then we can close the hood. Do I have a starter? I don't. The starter is probably the part that I forget about the most often. Global parts condition, something's missing apparently. Rubber bushings, okay. Let's lift it back up and see where they're missing. Oh, okay. Okay, now we can sell it for about 80 grand. So we will. And we're gonna sell everything. Oh, I bought the wrong starter. Okay. Let's go to the car auctions, see what we can find there. Chieftain Bandit. That's sort of like a Pontiac. I mean, do we have anything more interesting here? An MC Stradale, yeah? I'm gonna buy this though. Come on. On. Come on now. You guys stop outbidding me. It's getting annoying. Are you kidding me? We're paying 4 times as much as the original starting price. Parking. Sure, why not? Next car. Next car. There we go. The good stuff. Oh, here we go up in steps of 5,000 instead of 500. And it's mine. And we're at 120 something thousand instead of 23,000. Parking. Atlantic Calliope. Old Atlanta. We can find those in the barns easy, no problem. Same for the Bolt Rollet. However, the Quattroporte, which actually seems to be in really good condition. Come on. $157,000 for a Quattroporte, sure, why not? Next up we have a Porsche Carrera GT. How much is that gonna cost? Like 300 grand? Do keep in mind that once we do restore and sell these, they're gonna be selling for a ridiculous amount of money. So this is in 5-star condition, which is basically like new. This is also the last car I want to buy here on this on these auctions. So yeah, good thing that we brought enough money. I am gonna quit now because I don't want any of the remaining cars except maybe the Porsche. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to afford it. No, I'm not gonna be able to afford it. So let's see. Oh, global parts condition, 95%. Everything else is at 100%. Look at that. We can already sell this for a profit. So that's how you make the easiest money of all time. Buy cars at the auction and then resell them immediately. Is that it? So are these the only parts that are not 100%? Let's see. A wishbone shock absorber. Also, how many kilometers have you done? 165,000. So I think I want to take you to the speed track now and see No oil in the engine. Who's selling this in 5-star condition without oil? It should be considered a crime. Let's see how fast this is now. And then we're gonna tune it and see how fast it is later. What is that engine sound? It is pretty quick already, but so is a real Carrera GT. $290, $294. $294 by the end of the speed track, so pretty damn quick. Did I level up? No, I didn't. Oh yeah, now I'm gonna have to drain the oil again anyway. Okay, so let's see. We have a rod cap that's faulty, okay. Front sway bar, that's good to know. ABS module. Rod cap, front suspension. Double wishbone shock absorber, but is that... Oh, it's gonna be the front one. The rims aren't in perfect condition. This has 2 radiators, 3 actually. The discs don't seem perfect either. Are we just gonna restore everything? I don't think we need to necessarily. Then again, like, none of the parts I've looked at so far have been 100% condition, so... Yeah, I guess we're just gonna restore the whole car. So double wishbone with cross member B, on sway bar front end link B, bottom suspension armor, yeah. Front steering knuckle C or no B? Cross member C, sway bar, front wheel hub. Probably a rear axle knuckle cover as well, and then rear knuckle. Rear axle knuckle housing D actually. Here we have bottom suspension arm B, upper suspension arm. Rear drive axle or rear drive axle B. B. Rear shock absorber should be... No, we have got a double wishbone. Shock absorber cap and spring. We don't have a rear sway bar. Let's see what else we have. We have a wheel hub bearing, obviously. Rear wheel hub B. Yeah, and we're gonna have like... I think 20 rubber bushings in total. I think that should be it then. Oh. Separate parts. There are no items to work with. Oh yeah. Because I haven't taken the other ones apart yet. So yeah, full restoration of Carrera GT incoming, I guess. Okay. So we have 265 35 R19s on the front. And we have 335 30 R20 on the rear. So I'm gonna go with slick tires. 19-inch on the front. 35. And we have 20-inch on the rear. 355 and then 30. Okay. Then Carrera GT, 19-inch on the front. 20-inch on the rear. There we go. The wheel balancer is always taking forever. Okay. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna take this apart. The rear suspension is actually really simple to do here. I don't think I've bought the brakes yet, so should do that. So we're gonna have 4 of these. Do we have ventilated discs in the rear? No, just simple discs. Almost certainly we have ABS in this one. We have a starter for a V8. Gearbox V10. Front exhaust section, middle exhaust section, and then rear exhaust section for the Carrera GT. Let's see how much of that we have. So front exhaust section we do have. Middle exhaust section Carrera GT we also have. Rear exhaust section as well. Okay, good. All of that doesn't really add that much power. The clutch, probably we're gonna have that. So accessible from engine bay. Do we even have the for the V10? Yep, we do. They don't add that much power though. Oh, so clutch cover and then the clutch. And then that was it. There was no more. No clutch plate, pressure plate, flywheel, nothing. Okay. Is there not a clutch cover? No, there isn't, apparently. Oil pan and oil filter. Also gonna have rod caps, crankshaft bearing caps. Crankshaft V10. So we were at 294 kilometers an hour on the speed track before. So when the car was stock, when we bought it, and we will now completely restore this with tuned parts for the engine and see how fast that makes it. I think it's not gonna be close to the tuned Pagani, but certainly should be fairly quick. We have fuel tank, and then we're gonna have a fuel pump and a filter as well. Most likely fuel rail DI, but I'm not gonna buy it just yet, just in case. Oh, it was cross member B, not C. Like so. Haven't bought a steering rack either. Guess I'm very smart. Wait, what? Didn't I also make rear shock absorbers? Apparently not. Oh yeah. Of course I did, but they don't. But you can't place them here, and I haven't separated the old shock absorbers yet. Sway bar front end link B. Uh, 275s. Is one wheel still on the wheel balancer? Oh, haven't balanced it yet. these parts, like the used parts that are still in very good condition, are gonna give us a lot of money when we sell them after we're done with the full restoration. $275 up front. Rear axle knuckle cover, wheel hub. Okay. Okay, all of them were 100%, so that's nice. Good, now we can move this thing down. Can we open the front trunk? Yeah, we can. Oh, but we can't get into the engine bay that way. Instead, we gotta do this and this. And now we can access these radiators. So we have 3 of these. We have 2 of these. 2 of those and 2 of those. Okay. Now we head back here, we get rid of the ABS module, brake servo. There we go. Then we also still need a battery. And then we will get to the engine. And pull it out. Okay, so air filter cover. Air filter cover, 2 of those. Then we need the actual air filters and then the base. Okay. Okay. Then we need 2 throttles. The intake manifold and 2 fuel rails. Okay. Fuel rail V10. Uh-huh. We got 10 ignition coils. Damn, there was 10 screws down there. Engine that cover. We need spark plugs, obviously, and camshafts. Again, we're gonna have camshaft caps, but how many this time? 4, 8, that means 16. Cam gear, let's see, V10A or which one? Cam gear A and cam gear B, okay. Camshaft cap. Is it this one? Yeah. The camshafts themselves don't even look that good anymore. Like they have some pretty visible flaws. I don't know how this car was in overall condition of 95% when, like, I mean, I guess most parts are above 90% here, but well, I guess fair enough. By the way, if you think this engine is complicated, wait until we restore the engine on a Bentley Continental. That engine is just extremely complicated. So we got 1, 2 idler roller A, and then we got 1 idler roller B only, I guess. Let's see, V10. And V10. So V10 and then water pump pulley V10. What else do we have? Power steering pump in and 4B. Really? Crankshaft pulley V8. Wrong shop. And the crank itself is V10 standard. I think I already bought that though. Certainly didn't buy the timing cover yet. What else do we have underneath here? 2 chains, V10, and then timing cover shoe for V10. We got 4 of those. Now we can remove the heads. Then we will get to the pistons. We need piston rings as well. Have I bought the pistons yet in the tuning shop? I don't think I have. And I don't think I've bought the block yet either. It's only 2,600 actually. Some V8 blocks are more expensive than that. Oh. I haven't bought the engine heads yet. Engine head A V10. engine head BV10. There we go. I think the reason why these parts don't add as much power percentage-wise is, one, you're already starting with a very high number. So, you know, for example, 5% extra power for the engine head. When you're starting with 600 horsepower, that's 30 extra horsepower per engine head. Yeah, per engine head, and you got 2 of them, so it's 60 extra horsepower from the heads alone. So it's not as little as it seems. Or for these exhaust manifolds, I mean, okay, sure, 6 extra horsepower on each of them. Not a crazy amount, but you know, another 12 horsepower for both of them combined. And also the other reason why these aftermarket parts don't add that much power percentage-wise is because the V10 on the in the Porsche Carrera GT was basically a race engine to begin with. So how much more power than a race engine are you gonna get out of the engine? Without turbocharging it, of course. Alrighty, then we do this and excuse me. Okay, now we can add that as well. I think we're getting close to the end on this engine. Okay, now the throttles. Okay, now we gotta rotate this on the side. See if we have crankshaft bearing caps and the rod caps. Rod caps, yeah. These as well, okay, good. And remember, we bought this for like 246,000 or something, and we're gonna sell this for a crazy amount of money. And then also sell all of its parts that we still have in our inventory. Oh, we can also mount that on here as well. And install. And where's the oil filler cap? There's the oil dipstick, but I think I might just be blind right now. Yeah, I can't see the oil filler cap. No, it's the throttle. I'll find it later. Okay, let's mount the gearbox. The starter, and then your drive axle and also the wheel. Do the same thing on the other side. There it is, okay. It was actually on the gearbox. That's why I didn't see it before we put the gearbox in. Can I not inspect what condition these exterior body panels are in? Okay, now everything is at 100. And look at that! We are going to make so goddamn much money off of this. But first, let's tune this. V50, please. Okay, whatever. V51 it is. Or a 1, whatever. Okay, good. Let's move you to the entrance. And then go to the speed track. See how fast it is now. Still sounds crap, but now it's very fast. $350, $359. Fast, no questions asked, but not the fastest car in the game. So we sell it for nearly 400 grand. And then we also, we gotta take apart all the shock absorbers. Meanwhile, we can sell everything else. Oh, we actually have a barn location map as well. Alrighty, so again we made a crap load of money on the Carrera GT. Last thing we're gonna do, just because it's so good, we're gonna take this on a we're gonna take this on the speed track as well, the tuned Pagani. Yep, 405 kilometers an hour on the same track as where the tuned Porsche did 358. I think this is the fastest car in the game. Perhaps, well, at least without mods, because perhaps the 720S, if you tune it, might be even faster, because the 720S is just crazy out of the gate, but yeah, from the regular content without mods, this is most likely the fastest car in the game. If it isn't, then probably the Huayra Tempesta would be, maybe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll be streaming more of this game next Saturday. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to follow me on Twitch if you're not following me already. And hope to see you again next week. Until then, have a good one. Bye bye.